Josh Smith with GottaBeMobile.com. I'm going to show you the difference between the iPhone 6 and the LG G3. Over here I have an iPhone 6 mock-up. This is a 4.7 inch version, and this is the Verizon LG G3. One of the first things you'll notice is the design. Over here we have aluminum, and we have some white bars at the top and the bottom. The rumors indicate that these may shrink or disappear, or at least look different on a final version. This is aluminum. We have aluminum down here and up here where we would see glass on an iPhone 5 or iPhone 5S. The LG G3 uses a plastic back, but it feels very nice, and although it's not ceramic or metal, it does have a slight ceramic type feel to it, similar to the backs we've seen on something like the Nexus 5 or the Nexus, the Nexus 5. As we look at the back here, you'll notice that the buttons for the LG G3 are on the back. We have our volume up, down, and our power button. There are no buttons on the side of that device. On the iPhone 6, we have a new style of buttons for volume, and we have a power button on the right side instead of up top like we've seen on other devices. One major difference is the ability to take the back off of the LG G3. So with that, we're able to remove the back. I can put in a replacement battery. I can also drop in a micro SD card for added storage, and they do sell wireless charging backs as well, so you can add some features there. You cannot remove the back of the iPhone 6 based on all of our current rumors. We have a speaker on the back of the LG G3, whereas the speaker is on the bottom of the iPhone 6. Both devices have charging and headphone jacks on the bottom. Now, if we look at the display on the LG G3, we'll notice that we get a nice 5.5 inch 2K display compared to a 4.7 inch display on the iPhone 6. And one of the things that I really like about this LG G3 display is because we've packed so many pixels in there, you get a lot more detail on this screen. If I were to load this up, if this was a working iPhone 6, I wouldn't see quite as much detail. When I compare these two devices with a smaller resolution, I don't quite see all of these nice little details in this wood with moss and growth and other random things kind of stuck in there. Despite the larger size of the display, we have a 4.7 inch display on the iPhone 6 mock-up, but you'll notice there's not a huge difference in overall size. The iPhone 6 does fit inside that LG G3 display, or the front of it I should say. We have a slightly taller spot, and we have a little bit of room over here to the right, but it's not a major difference, even though you have a 5.5 inch display that looks really nice. Now, one thing that the iPhone 6 has that we don't have on the G3 is Touch ID. So if this was a working one, I could push my finger right here and it would unlock. What the LG G3 does have is a knock code, so I can simply knock on the screen, and it works best if you're holding the device. If it's on something flat like that, it can wobble around, but when your display is off, or even when you're on the lock screen, you can tap your code and it will unlock for you. So it's maybe not as secure as using a fingerprint, but it's very handy, especially with the buttons being on the back there. Now, I already showed you the speaker on the back here. This speaker beats the iPhone 5S speaker, so unless Apple delivers a big upgrade in the speaker department, we could see an edge on this device as well. When it comes to cameras, the iPhone 6 camera rumors are still up in the air. We could have an 8 megapixel camera with larger sensors, larger pixels I should say, that deliver a better looking photo. And although we don't see a pill-shaped dual LED flash like we see over here on the G3 and we see on the iPhone 5S, it's possible Apple has found a way to squeeze those into a circular opening like we see on this mock-up. Some rumors suggest we'll see optical image stabilization or electronic image stabilization or even a 13 megapixel sensor. It's still kind of all up in the air right now. On the LG G3, we have that dual LED flash. We have a 13 megapixel camera with image stabilization. And right here is a laser focus. So this device focuses very fast. It's the first smartphone to offer this type of focus. And it definitely delivers on that promise of fast focus. The iPhone 6 will run iOS 8, and this isn't a working model, so I can't show you iOS 8, but we do have some videos showing iOS 8 features and a list of iOS features on Gotta Be Mobile. The iPhone 6 will likely have some features that aren't announced just yet, but we don't think it'll be able to run 2 apps on screen at once like the LG G3 can. We have the ability to use 2 apps at once on the screen over here, and with that we're able to run Chrome up here and run a messaging app down here, and we can also do Q-Slide, which is a ability to run an app over top of another app. So if I choose Calendar, I'll actually have a calendar that runs on top of whatever app or screen I'm on, and I can change the transparency, move that around, and even change the size if I want to. That way I can access some information while I'm doing other things. And if you check out our other videos, you can see how dual apps look on this, and that will stay on top as I move around and go into other apps and things like that. One other really cool thing is you do have a quick remote. So the G3 features a IR blaster up on the top, and I can control a TV with that. The iPhone 6 will not support remote control as far as we know. It doesn't look like there's anything built in for IR control. That's a quick look at some key differences between the iPhone 6 and the LG G3. You can head over to GottaBeMobile.com to check out more about these two devices and about the best smartphones available on the market today.